Did you know that every dollar in America is actually created inside a factory? This place is called the Bureau of Engraving and Printing, and this is where US paper money is printed. The machines here run almost perfectly, like a well-oiled system. Coins are not made here, but the banknotes are checked with such precision that many details can't even be seen with the naked eye. US dollars are produced in two cities, Washington, D.C. and Fort Worth, Texas. From these two locations, more than $541 million worth of notes are produced every single day by massive printing machines. But do you know how this entire process actually works? What kind of secrets are maintained for a currency used internationally? And what exactly are US dollars made from? This video is going to be very interesting, so make sure you watch till the end. And if you're new, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell icon. No matter how much you rub a $1 bill, it never feels like regular paper. Even though it's called paper money, US currency is not made from paper at all. Instead, it is made from a blend of 75% cotton and 25% linen. This special material has been supplied for generations by a company called Crane Paper. They have been the only supplier since the beginning of the Federal Reserve note system. This material is so unique that it is legally restricted. No one else is allowed to use it. Every dollar bill contains multiple hidden security features. For example, each note has tiny red and blue fibers scattered randomly. All notes except the $1 bill include a watermark visible under light. There is color-shifting ink that changes when tilted. A security thread shows the name and denomination when held up to light. Under UV light, these threads glow in different colors. Each note is like a mini security document. But all of this doesn't happen in one day. First, the design starts as a hand drawing. Then, steel plates are created and the designs are finally engraved onto them. These come from master dies, and the entire process takes about 8 days. The dies are not just steel, they are chrome-plated so they don't get damaged under pressure. Each plate contains different detailed parts, which are assembled like a puzzle using a machine called a transfer press through a process known as siderography. From these master plates, hundreds of copies are created for printing. Now, the $100 bill featuring Benjamin Franklin has something special. If you look closely, you'll see a blue strip in the middle. This is actually a 3D security ribbon. It may look simple, but it's extremely advanced and very difficult for counterfeiters to copy. There are also features that are invisible to the naked eye. This includes microprinting. If you look closely at a $100 bill, near Franklin's collar it says the United States of America, and at the bottom you can find tiny USA text. These details are so small that regular scanners or copies cannot reproduce them. If you see spelling mistakes or blurry text, it's a clear sign of a fake. Next comes offset printing. This is used for colored designs on both sides of $2 and higher denominations. Special rollers with magnetic ink print both sides at the same time. This process is not used for $1 bills, which is why they look different. The ink doesn't go directly onto the note. First, it transfers from the steel plate to a soft rubber blanket and then onto the note. These machines are huge, about 50 feet long, weigh around 70 tons, and can print up to 10,000 sheets per hour. After every 500 sheets, one sheet is pulled out and carefully inspected by experts. Another critical step is intaglio printing. For $1 bills, this is the first step. For other bills, it comes after offset printing. At this stage, portraits, numbers, and key features are printed. Special ink is placed into grooves on steel and chrome plates, and extra ink is wiped away. Then, under intense pressure, the design is pressed onto the note. This creates a slightly raised texture that helps prevent counterfeiting. These machines can print up to 100,000 sheets per hour, but only one color at a time. The ink takes around 3 days to fully dry. That unique texture you feel on a bill, that's the result of intaglio printing. Every part of a dollar bill is made with microscopic precision, but one thing is always unique: the serial number. A special letterpress machine adds serial numbers in green or black ink depending on the denomination, Treasury Department and Federal Reserve seals, and identification numbers. On bills of $10 and above, there is also a number at the bottom right that uses color-shifting ink, changing from copper to green when viewed from different angles. Even after all this, the note is still not ready. It goes through a machine called the Offline Currency Inspection System. This system uses cameras and advanced software to inspect about 2.5 sheets per second. If any defect is found, workers examine it carefully and remove the faulty notes. Finally, the notes are sent to facilities in Washington and Fort Worth. There, they are cut using guillotine machines into exact dimensions. Length is 6.14 inches, width is 2.61 inches. Then, 100 notes are stacked into a brick strap. Each bundle contains 400 notes. 4 bundles are placed into metal boxes. These are sent to the Federal Reserve. Sometimes they are stored in vaults for years before being distributed through banks and credit unions. If a note seems suspicious, bank workers send it to the U.S. Secret Service, which protects the nation's currency. Even though it looks simple, the entire process is highly skilled and confidential. Each note costs between 2.8 and 8.6 cents to produce, depending on its denomination. Now let's talk about coins. In coins, secrecy is less important, but skill and technology still play a role. Pennies are made of zinc with copper plating, giving them a reddish color. Quarters and dimes are made from copper nickel, giving them a silver appearance. The raw material comes in coils up to 1,500 feet long, which are cut into small discs called blanks. These blanks are left aside to ensure they are defect-free, heated to around 950 degrees, cleaned and dried, and softened for easier pressing. An upsetting machine raises the edges and then designs are stamped. This stamping process uses pressure between 60 to 160 tons, and sometimes coins are stamped multiple times. After stamping, coins are inspected, weighed, and counted. If everything is correct, they are packaged and sent to the Federal Reserve, just like paper money. Coin production is an ancient practice, but today coins are slowly disappearing. Why? Digital payments are increasing. Coins are expensive to produce. For example, a $100 bill costs about 16.5 cents to produce. A single penny costs about 36.9 cents. In 2017, reports revealed accounting errors and scale misconfigurations at the U.S. Mint. The U.S. Mint is a bureau under the Treasury Department responsible for coin production. There have also been security issues, environmental concerns, and complaints that counterfeit coins from China are not being properly addressed. These problems could potentially affect the country's economy. Because of all these reasons, many believe coins may disappear in the future. But whether it's coins or paper money, this is not just currency. It is a form of art created through advanced technology and strict security systems to prevent counterfeiting. What did you think about this process? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like, and I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you.